All right, great. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Trade Pros. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. Let's get started with the updates for so far that we have for the morning. I'm going to go camera mode and stop the screen share. Oh, there I am. Morning, everyone. So, the first thing we should talk about this morning is the fact that yesterday markets were closed, so we were gone as well. Last week I got hit with this flu that everyone's been getting. It was so funny because I looked at the flu situation and I had a lot of friends that were getting it, and I was like, wow, I have such a strong immune system. I haven't gotten anything, and I think I tempted fate. Never do that, never call it out, but I'm finally feeling near 100% with this thing. My whole family's giving it back and forth to each other, getting new things. It feels like we've had sickness in the last 2 months straight, to be honest, dude. So I battled with something, overcame it, and I am back to you today. That's why I had 2 days last week that I missed on YouTube, one day in the trading room. But today and this morning, we're going to talk about and kick it off with Iran and the United States. Discussions in Geneva are leading to some form of agreement in principle. The foreign minister for Iran said we've agreed on general principle in the meeting. Doesn't mean we should have an agreement soon, but we have the framework to work towards an agreement now. And that caused a bit of upside relief rally, de-escalation rally in the futures market right off of the lows. It kind of came in at a very good time. But we are still in the down structure market, and we're going to talk about that in the trading plan today. So for this morning, equities are down slightly across the board. Traders are returning from President's Day. Yesterday, the futures market closed at 1 p.m. Stocks were closed the whole day. All right. We're into a risk off kind of day. It's looking pretty it's looking pretty downside bias, but we're going to talk about it and talk about it in the trading plan section. All right, European equities are mostly green, a little bit of a divergence there. And again, this morning, Nasdaq is leading the weakness. Tech underperformance continues. It's been a theme since for months now, really, with the debate over capex spending and AI and its usefulness to society and whether companies are overspending or there's a lot of opinions on it. And honestly, when there's something with a lot of opinions, it's because there just isn't a clear solution. Is it worth it? We won't know until it's said and done. So, that discussion's still moving forward. So NQ is leading the weakness. And because NQ is leading to the downside, NQ is going to be something we follow in today's session on an intraday correlation basis. We do that not by following NASDAQ, but by following the spread between NASDAQ and ES, NQ1 / ES1. If you do it on TradingView, you could build yourself a nice little correlatory index and follow the spread between the two, the ratio of NASDAQ to S&P. That's going to be something that becomes important in today's session, not for getting trades necessarily, but for leading the correlatory confirmation before getting into markets. All right, commodities, gold is off about 1 and 3%, slipping back below 2,900 an ounce after near record run. All right, silver is down 2.4%, way sharper pullback. A lot of people ask me what I think about silver, and I'm like, you know what? Silver became a meme pump and dump. We try to squeeze out like if you guys don't know, golds and precious metal markets are leveraged a lot. There's something like 500 to 1, if not more, paper contracts to the actual physical availability of the metals market. So if you force settlement, you'd be short on the metals. There's not enough metals to settle all the contracts. All right, so I think the idea there was to pump it. But yeah, silver's down quite a bit. WTI is up. It's a choppy session, but oil is up this morning as well. All right, and crypto in the crypto space, they are down. Ethereum struggling to hold 2,000 down 8/10. Bitcoin down 1.5%. All right. Today's calendar, things to watch. We already had the ADP weekly jobs numbers. They came out at 10.25 thousand versus 6.5 expected. All right, so that's a positive, strong labor market. We also had the Iran situation. 10 a.m. We're gonna have the NAHB housing market index, or like I like to call it NAHB, the NAHB housing market index. It is not a Middle Eastern it's not a Middle Eastern housing market index. It's for the U.S., but NAHB is scheduled top of the hour. Not a market mover, but definitely something that could have some influence depending on how much it deviates from expected from the expected result. I get a spam risk call. I can't take it at the moment. All right. Earnings, Palo Alto Networks, Med Medtronic, nothing big. Nothing big. I'm not going to read these small company names out. What I am going to do, though, is turn around and let's get to the charts because we actually have 3 days to talk about on the story today. Because we're going to do the story for Friday, which was the full liquidity session, and the story for Monday, which is the reduced liquidity. And then we're going to build the trading plan for today, which may surprise you. All right. So I'm going to turn around. Let's get to action. All right. And I'm going to take a look at YouTube as well to see who's in there engaging in our trading room. Morning to Prashant, sir. Good morning, William. Good morning. Um, Prashant says he's sick too. Sorry to hear, brother. It's going around, isn't it? It's pretty savage. This flu this season. It just grabs a hold of you, and the first wave makes you feel off, and then you have this rebound where you feel so happy and joyous, and then bam, you get rocked a second time. Okay, so. I'm trying to share with you, but for whatever reason, Zoom has another idea. So give me 1 second. Trying to stall it out by talking, but it's not a good idea. Where the heck did my panel go? I just lost the control panel for Zoom, which basically does a screen share, the mic, the everything. 1 second. Let me see if I could just maximize it. Nope. It's not good. What if I move it? Tech issues. Tech issue George lately. What is going on? Uh, I lost it all. Well, that's a start. I don't know if I can do the screen share. I'm trying. Let me move things around and let me just right click show all. Sorry, guys. It's not what I intended. I just can't find my Zoom panel. And if those of you that know Zoom, if you've ever done a Zoom meeting, that little panel when you screen share, it minimizes the tiny little thing. Sometimes it can hide, but um, well, let me take a sip of coffee first. I don't know what state YouTube is in. YouTube, could you give me a read back? Like, what are you actually seeing right now? You're probably seeing a black screen, but um, do you hear me at least? We need to reboot the flux capacitor. It must be the flux capacitor. Oh, perfect. It's back. Okay, I got it, guys. Thank you for your patience. I honestly don't know what happened. It disappeared. Now it's come back. I'm okay with it. Can you see the screen? Okay, great. Let's rock. So, the story in the US, let me open up my handy dandy note. And we got to start with the story of yesterday first. Or not yesterday, rather, but Friday's session. I don't know. I can't change anything, so I'll just talk. All right, perfect. So on Friday, the story was this. The Friday session is actually right here. And I have to zoom in because I can't even chart scroll. I don't know what's going on. This is probably not the best solution. I'm gonna fix it for next time. Friday we opened up at 68.51 quarter. All right, first move was lower. We set the prior day low or the current day low on Friday at 68.08 3/4. That was a pretty big sell off and just as strong of a rebound. This rebound caught a lot of traders off guard. I know that personally. All right, and on this rebound, the one piece of information that we obtained is this big cluster of sell imbalances. It's still pink on my chart because it's been a long time I've seen anything like it. There was just a ton of order flow to the downside that got stuck at the lows in retrospect, but it's still a very important box to this day. So mark that zone out. It was like 32 down to the 17 on the ES. Huge selling. I hadn't seen anything like that in a while. That whole area, it wasn't one tiny level. The whole area was getting peppered with sell orders. Okay, but we couldn't really hold it. We rallied back to set the day high at the 97. Really strong rally. Okay, but still below the 6,900. So after trapping some shorts on the downside, we reset liquidity, ran the stops back up. All right, and then we sold all the way back down to 51 to pretty much close it where we started the day. So that right there is a very big indication of choppy volatility. The days be like that sometimes. All right, you sold off into lows, grabbed liquidity there, rallied up into highs, grabbed liquidity there, and finished where you started. Okay, that kind of day for a Friday was pretty hectic. And to keep it 100% honest with you, that kind of indicates that the downside's the right side, but it's more of a volatile type market condition. It's not an easy downside where you just have to sell every rally, close your eyes, and kumbaya, you're racking up P&L in your account. It's going to be a fight. It was a fight on Friday, and it's going to be a fight today. All right, on the story for Monday, President Day holiday obviously reduced volatility. Futures closed at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. CT Chicago. Stocks closed all day, so there wasn't really much action. Nor would I have recommended anyone to trade during those hours. If you're home and you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to try myself a future trading," it's not representative of what days are like, and you could see that very tight and compressed daily range yesterday, inside day. All right, and the compression was pretty much right around the close and the open, so not really too fruitful of an opportunity yesterday. The story overnight is price initially pushed higher. So as traders returned from the Hamptons and from having fun with their families for the President's Day holiday, they ran it up a little bit overnight and then whack, just things sold off really hard into the session. All right, we went in and set the overnight low just recently. We had one more push lower today, and that was 68.05 3/4. It makes sense why it bounced off of here so quickly. We'll talk about that in a second. But downside is the right side this morning, and we've tried it a couple times. The only thing that's getting a little concerning is that we can't break the '05 level. This '05 is a very big gamma level, and dealers are defending this level at the moment. But gamma exposure in today's session is negative to the tune of 135. And so if you're looking at negative gamma, you should, if we break this level, have a pretty big runaway down move because dealers are going to be chasing moves below the 5. All right. So yeah, sell off here into the overnight session, taking out Friday's low. We managed to do that just by a little bit. See this little low peak here. We just swiped it by a couple points and we reversed up again. So this level here at these fives is proving to be pretty challenging for the bears, but we are testing it multiple times. We're testing these lows and putting in incrementally smaller lows while the highs are not getting higher. So it is a downside based trend. It's just a volatile downside and it's two-way trade until we break that '05. That '05 is so key for today's session. If we can't break that '05, we're not going to just keep giving it a kiss and getting rejected. We're eventually going to move on and try to find somebody else, a different partner to tango with, and we're going to find some upside liquidity. But I don't think it's over yet, and I think we test that '05 and break it today. If we do not break it, at least we test it, break below it, and then find the upside liquidity that gets us going to the upside. But plan is to the downside today. So here is the trading plan. All right. After Friday's run to 68.97 to that upside and failure I put in here, we have no choice but to stay short and to sell rips. All right. Somebody here this morning I know is thinking, why don't I buy it? Because it's so cheap. You want chocolate bars to be cheap because they're consumables. You don't want your investment to be cheap because if you buy it while it's cheap and it gets cheaper, you can't be surprised because, hey, you bought it cheap, right? So that's the plan is we kept rejecting bullish bias and we are putting in new lows, but we are not putting in new highs. In fact, after this really nasty sell-off, we can't even reclaim the high on the closest price action here. Look at this. This is a small little rotation after a big giant drop here on February 11th. We come back up, and that's the level that gets set. We can't even break above that. We failed that twice, and when we fail it, we come back down to revisit the low. We've broken the low. You could see it's kind of moving this way. We need to break today, though. If tomorrow we haven't broken out this low and we're trading up here, then we're going to be long. It's kind of the last chance for romance for the Bears today. It's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. I think we're going to give it a shot to that downside. All right, flip zone stays at 68.92. I like it up there. There's a lot of delta. There's a lot of activity and reason that I like it at the 92. What would have to happen for us to get bullish? We'd have to break that and pull back. So, today is a game of qualifying the right opportunity to sell upward momentum. All right. Short strength below at resistance is 68.25. We've already gotten that. 68.41 is the one that I have as the next level. That's the prior day low. We kind of already got that qualified and done. Not that I'm on the team, I'm not short, but I'm telling you it's a level. The next one up above that is the 56. All right, the next one up is 67. Wait, that's the targets. It's 68.56. Next one up is 68.75, and the last one is 68.92-ish area. So does that mean that you're going to be selling if this thing rallies all the way up and we actually rotate and turn long for the day? Does that mean we're going to take 4 full stops before we get a chance to buy this thing? And then if it goes all the way up there, why would you buy it so late after taking 4 full short stops? Well, that's a misinterpretation because we are not going to be looking to take 4 full short stops. We're going to be looking to qualify based on order flow. The one level at which it stops gives us the order flow entry and the high probability, low risk setup. All right, we're not going to keep shorting something as it's exploding higher. If it explodes higher, we're going to watch it go and shake our head and say, well, you know what? We need to get above 92 to get bullish. And this level of patience and discipline is what has implemented more stability in my trading. I used to be a little bit more off the cuff, more scalper based, and staying on trend has helped me greatly. All right. It has helped my cortisol levels. It's helped the way I spend time with my kids. It's helped my happiness factor, and I'm getting less gray hairs. There are old traders and there are bold traders, but there are no old and bold traders. End of the day, never forget that. All right. That's it, YouTube. I love you. You guys should come out and check out the order flow vault. When we disconnect here from YouTube, what we typically do is we go through some gamma stuff, read some order flow levels like at MBO, set up the day, and try to look at the future level where we think we're going to join on board the trend and answer questions from the team. We have a great community that's developing and it's already great, but it continues to develop daily. And one of the best things about the order flow vault is the first month is a lower price. We have introductory pricing, and then the second best thing, well, that's a feature. The best value is we're actually live taping the course. So today at 4 p.m., I am going to keep recording the course. We're moving into levels. So if you've ever wondered, hey, how do I draw stronger, better levels? No better time to join TradePro now. You'll go straight into the vault and you'll be part of today's live recording for the course. Don't sleep on the fact that it's live recorded. Some people think that that means, oh, well, it's not all available at the same time. Other people, the people who end up more than likely becoming successful traders, say, this is a chance for me to do something and actually be forced to apply everything in a guided way with a chance to ask questions from both George and the whole community. This is kind of like coaching, but as framed as a course. I should join on board. Be that person, see the good and the opportunity. Love you guys on YouTube. Take care. We'll see you inside the community. And I do have to stop the screen share to stop the YouTube. So I appreciate you, and I'll catch you tomorrow, YouTube. We're back for good.